Hello, everyone. Looking at the reading 9 study questions from the first part of the apology. Looking over these questions, which I wrote some time ago, they're not such easy questions to answer, not at all. So I will do my best. Number one, why does Socrates say, quote, I must simply fight with shadows in my own defense? Well, that's an easy question because he says that he doesn't just have the accusers that have brought him to court. He has what he calls his first accusers or earlier accusers, which is essentially public opinion, which has built up about him over some period of time. He's a 70-year-old man who presumably has been doing what he does, searching for wisdom in public by asking people questions for a very long time. So he feels that to really address the charges, he has to also address the accumulated prejudices against him. So the shadows are the things that have been said about him for years, and the misconceptions. So he deals with them first, but that's what he's referring to. His earlier accusers, which is essentially existing public opinion. Number two, according to Socrates, how did he get the reputation for being wise? It's not such an easy question. I think the answer to that is in the story that he tells of what he did in response to the Delphic oracle, supposedly telling his friend Chaerephon that no one is wiser than Socrates, not because of what the oracle said, because that's either made up or something that he kept to himself. No, but because of what he did, asking people questions about what they thought they knew, showing them that they didn't know what they thought they knew, going to the politicians, to the poets, to the artisans or craftsmen, and showing them, mixing them up, confusing them by asking them to give an explanation of their beliefs and their claims to knowledge. And that's by that activity of basically dialectically asking people questions, philosophical conversations. I believe that that's the reason that he's attained this reputation for being wise, although Socrates would not say that he is wise. But he does say, number three, what sort of wisdom does Socrates say he does not have? And that he characterizes as superhuman wisdom, whatever he means by that. What sort does he say he does? Well, human wisdom, merely human wisdom, not divine wisdom, homely, sort of modest wisdom. What do you think the difference is between the two sorts of wisdom? That's an open-ended question. I don't know. I always took it to mean that superhuman wisdom would mean being absolutely sure of things. For instance, like what is piety? Superhuman wisdom would be knowing exactly what piety is and being absolutely certain about it. Human wisdom would be knowing your limits, I think, knowing how little you know or knowing that you don't know. That's the more modest human wisdom, knowing that you don't know and being able to admit it. Number four, according to Socrates, how did he make, quote, enemies of the worst and most dangerous kind? Well, just by doing what he does, asking people in public, because it's where it all happened, most of it, on the streets, in the marketplace, in the public gym, gymnasium, palestra, I think they called it. Asking people, some of them very prominent, powerful people, questions, philosophical questions, and showing in public that these people thought they knew something and really didn't, and that he realized, Socrates said, that he was making enemies, that he was offending these people, but he thought he had to do it because, after all, he's on a mission from God. Right? The Delphic oracle said, "You're the wisest of men," and he is on a mission to find out what the oracle could possibly have meant. So he had to go on, even though he knew that by asking people these questions and showing them that they didn't know what they thought they knew, that he was alienating them. Number five, in what way does Socrates believe he is superior to the poets, politicians, and artisans that he has questioned? I think it's important to note that although he pretty much says that the politicians and the poets don't know anything, but the artisans do, and they know how to make a shoe, right, or build a house. But they also fall prey to the same weakness of the other two sorts of people in that they think they know when they don't know. And Socrates says, if there's one thing that gives me an advantage and makes me superior to other people, it's that they don't know and they think they know. I don't know and I know that I don't know.